Hey everyone, Codex here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be taking a look at Hedera's native token Hbar and we'll discuss recent price movements and where we will most likely be heading in the future. Hbar is trading around a very significant level, in fact the most important level in the chart that we cannot ignore. So briefly, just to summarize what happened in the past 2 years before talking about the present, we can state that Hbar has been on a brutal downtrend. It's clear just by observing the chart. Now, that is obviously expected because 2022 was a brutal year. Hbar isn't the only token that had a poor performance. The only thing that might differ from several other altcoins is that on its way down, it didn't really offer any major relief rallies or bounces. You can see how this move down was almost in a straight line. Solana, for example, and many other altcoins had phases where they did quite well at the start of the bear market. Hbar, on the other hand, has only been going down, making lots of investors question its future. Now, although its price is still down 89% from its all-time high, which is a lot, it's fair to say that this year's performance is looking better. We're not gonna chant and celebrate, but we are seeing some improvements which we will go over in a moment. The other thing I want to add is that about 2 months ago, Hedera shut down its services, pushing the price down when they noticed some anomalies with their network. The exploit that took place made lots of people panic and think that it's time to pack things up and move on. 2 months afterward and everything is pretty much back to normal. I don't really think there is anything to worry about. So, diving deep into price movements, as of the time I'm recording this, Hbar is at a critical level. This 6 cent level is our present area of interest. It's the largest support we've had in Hbar's history. If we go back in time to 2020 to give you some context, we can see how this area was a strong resistance that we got rejected from here, then here again, and that occurred once more several months later. As soon as we broke past this level, we rallied up high. That is because the sell orders we were facing were mainly here targeting the buys. Now, for the past year, it's pretty much the same narrative but in reverse. The same 6 cent area which previously was a resistance turned into support that we held through for a long time in the second half of last year. You can also notice how as soon as we went below it in here, things took an ugly turn as Hbar collapsed. This move might not seem like a lot just by looking at it, but measuring it from the support level, it's indeed a 37% correction. It's a lot, and this is because there is a lack of interest from buyers below the current level we are holding. There isn't much interest in this area. 2023 is showing lots of similarities to last year in that context. We are holding the same level so far and not much has been happening since the end of March. We are toying with one of the most important levels and therefore I'd say that breaking below this area will be brutal. It will not look good if Hbar can't uphold the current area. Also, Hbar is somewhat below the bull market support band. Since we fell below it in 2021, the price has been doing nothing but trending lower. When we broke above it in here at the start of this year, the chart started looking much better. As I always say, remaining above the bull market support band is what you need first and foremost before speaking about a rally. You cannot talk about a bull market or a bullish phase and uptrend if you are still trending below this band. It does not make sense. You can furthermore see that in 2021, as we went above this indicator on the weekly time frame, Hbar took off. That is exactly what we want to see again. So I wouldn't really get excited, overexposed and leveraged to the tits unless we manage to flip the bull market support band on this time frame. I honestly believe the project is decent despite the setbacks and the brutal trend we've been in. I think the future looks good, but for the time being, I cannot talk about a bull market or a bullish phase when we are toying with the most important support ever and when we are below the bull market support band too. I mean, ideally, I'd want to see a bounce before changing my bias. Also, the stochastic RSI on the weekly time frame is giving us a precise picture of the trend we have. The K and D lines are both racing towards the downside. This is obviously bearish. For us to start talking about an upside movement and a bullish trajectory, what should happen is a bullish cross where both lines start heading towards the upside in the following weeks. To give you an example, we want to see something like in here. You can see how we were in a downtrend, the price was going down. Both lines on our indicator were racing towards the downside, but as soon as they flipped up and started racing higher, the equation changed and Hbar went back on track. The same thing happened around the start of this year. Both lines trended above 20, racing high, and in that process, Hbar's value increased. That's what I'd like to see in the next few weeks. In addition, of course, to the few things I mentioned earlier, like the support and the bull market support band. We'll see how this plays out. Again, I think all eyes are on this support for the moment, as it's important to hold it. We cannot afford to break below this because there is clearly a lack of interest in this range. Macro, I think where we are now and below it, somewhere in here, as you can see, is a great buying opportunity for the next rally. So this was my opinion about it. Thanks for sticking by to the end. If you like the video, leave a thumbs up, comment down below your thoughts, share the video too. I'll see you in another one, and bye bye.